after a short delay because I had to do something. I did not quite finish what I wanted this morning, but I'm glad to see now that I'm back here that XRP is approaching that $3.60 level. This is what we talked about this morning. Don't fear. Let this do what it needs to do. We formed the cup and handle now, and now we should continue this parabolic spike here, at least up to our next short target, to at least double top here or push out past the $4 plus, which is what I can feel like is going to happen here. So we're basically in the waiting game right now. XRP is starting to spike again. Right now, as long as we hold that 335, which we've done very beautifully right now. What is that, about a, let's see how big of a drop that is from here. 10%? No, not 10. 7%. Beautifully engulfing candle here. Looks like we're pushing out like we want to. But again, we're right around that $3 now, $3.60. I'm very happy to see this. I don't even know how many people are going to be in here because we already just did a live. There's no way anybody's expecting me to be back on when I came back. Even though I said I was going to come back on live, it's not. I don't think anybody's going to actually think I'm going to be on this quick. But I wanted to talk about a few other things that I didn't quite get through. Everybody's going to be eating breakfast, which I don't eat breakfast. I fast for 16 hours a day, so I can't eat till noon. So this is a good time for me to kind of get outside of that and start looking at this. So XLM's up 6.4%. XRP's up 4.6%. HBAR's up 6%. DGB's trying to get going. XDC is back testing right now. We've got, like, IOTA looks like it's getting ready for a massive surge. Algo's up 6%. Data's up 1, getting ready for a move. Dent's up 4.3. VeChain's up almost 3%. ACH reversed all losses. BAM's up 1.4. They're all getting ready for moves. AMP looks like it's getting ready. So does ICP. XRP Healthcare is consolidating after about a 40% move. Axlar, Casper, they all look like they're getting ready for this next layer. The weeklies are engulfing. XRP's leading by example right now. This is what we talked about this morning. So I'm glad to see we're pushing up right now. We have a perfect cup and handle, and if it breaks out, we should go $4 plus. So it looks like it's going to be a very, very, very nice day for us here today, but we'll see how it turns out. We got through that small volatility at 9:30, 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and now we look like we could cook here. So let's start seeing how this plays out. I expect XDC to reverse as well. It's come down a little bit, but now I expect it to kind of start evening off here a little bit. 95 people here already. I'll be damned. So thank you all. Let me turn these on. Thank you all so much. So let's see. Let me pull the live chat up here because I'm not at home. And this is the way I have to do it right now. And if you're watching, I encourage everybody who's watching, join Tom's Army, pay it forward. I've done this every day since March 24th of 2021. If you want to show your appreciation, I've never missed a day. It's a great feeling when I get the support from my viewing audience, all the people that are here watching, everybody who's trying to share along. Frisky, welcome in. Ben Graham, good morning. Yes, back indeed. UK Phil, good morning. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year at the I Told You So Bad. Steven, welcome back. Another one indeed, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XP Meteor. Amanda, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XP Predictor. AUW, welcome in, and thanks for being the #1 top fan during this live. Tom blessing us with all these lives. I'm trying my best, my friends. I'm trying my best. Jesse, welcome back, and thanks for being the #3 top fan. All the world stage, good morning. Jorge, welcome in, and thanks for being a very trusted mod along with Syrian. Jorge, 6 months plus in the XRP Predictor in Tom's Army, and Syrian for over a year with the I Told You So Bad along with Mo. Thank you all so much, and hit that like button like our mods are saying. I expect live at all times, D says. Excellent. AUW, #1 top fan, and we are on the grind indeed. Michael, good morning. Poop Soup, welcome back. Jesse, we like you coming back. Always welcome back with open arms to hear you. Thank you, Jesse, and thanks for being the #3 top fan with so many others here this morning. XRP Lemur, #2, tied with the top fan, #2 top fan, and really appreciate seeing you here. Crazy Paul and the Canvas Podcast, thank you both so much, along with Joseph Euler, for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. Remember, everybody, we have this cup and handle that we need to see if we double top here for XRP, which would be, and we haven't hit it yet, around 365. And if we get past it, this should be nice. I remember when this was forming, we said this is a rising triangle. These are bullish consolidation. Some thought it was a rising wedge. It was just the way it formed, though. It didn't seem like a rising wedge. Jesse, thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. I greatly appreciate, for joining Tom's Army. I don't know, I said 1 year. And for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. I don't know. Yeah. Thank you for joining Tom's Army here for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens with my face superimposed on that emoji badge. You have just made me the happiest person in the world today, joining my community and Tom's Army. Make sure you go on YouTube, Jesse, and go to my homepage and then go to post. You'll see how to join. Here, let me get rid of these now that it started. I just wanted this to show everybody that I was live. Now, exclusively for members of Tom's Army. It says full, but it's for members of Tom's Army. That's a members only post if you're in Tom's Army. So then you can get into the exclusive Telegram. There's 400. How many people are in here now? It's just going out of, there's so many people joining lately. 440 members now. It's spectacular. So we have some checks and balances now to keep it, keep it from having the wrong people in there, let's just say. I think I said hi to pretty much it. Crypto Hayes, welcome in, and thanks for being in your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Kawabunga, welcome in. Let's see. Nunya, welcome in, and good morning to you. I love seeing the new recruits as well joining the Channel Cannabis podcast. It's awesome. The likes are what they are. Not everybody hits the like button. But I'm gonna try to look at it from chat on the screen so that I don't have to keep looking at my phone now that I caught up. But sorry about that. But right now we've got, I think, some really solid setups here. Really solid setups. We still have group trades open. I think I'm logged into my BITUNIX on my tablet right now. We still have group trades open. Let's see. My trades. The group trades right now. ACH is up 485. VeChain's up 222. And IOTA's up $356. 7.8, 8.2, and 20.9%. Not much else to show here. If you want to be part of this, join the Telegram. I'm up $4,600 in the group trades. The group's up over 20,000 in the first 2 weeks. And I'm not here to lose money, so I expect that to continue to excel. But I'm still trying to get out of this early morning because Monday mornings are always volatile. And you get the futures markets online, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, it kind of balances out a little bit. But I think we're doing what we need to do for continuation. Ethereum, I would like to see it hold 3,800 and then start pushing up towards 39, what is it, like 3970 something? 3981. So while we're talking, let's go through this real quick. If you missed XRP, and it's right in the title, if you missed XRP at 34 cents, don't make the same mistake again. And with IOTA, with XDC, with VeChain, with Dent, with Band, with so many others, don't make that same mistake. Even ACH, even though it had a bit of a run yesterday. We're not looking to make the same mistake, but we're also looking to see if we get some parabolic movement here. Because we should be moving on to the next stage, and we don't know when it's going to happen, but at some point, it looks like it. I bought IOTA on BITUNIX. You got to buy it in the futures market, which I have to anyhow for the copy trade. But I just put everything, if I have to do it in the futures market, on 1x. So it's the same as a spot trade. Algo's the same way. I just doubled up on IOTA instead of, because of price point. But yeah, this is absolutely in that same conversation because where I see it going forward is much higher. This is another one that's exactly like XRP before it ever did anything. Yeah, I don't know what USA coin is, so I can't give any credence or the version from that token. It's not one that I study, and it's not one that I'll give my opinion on. If you say so, everybody else go do your due diligence. None of those tokens will be adopted in mass. Which ones are you talking about, D-Crooks? The ones that I just showed you that are going to go fucking 30, 40x? I mean, so be it. They're not going to get adopted like you want. I don't know. You've been around for a while. Do I bullshit or do I tell you what's coming? I know you're against a lot of things I say over the years, but haven't they panned out? Keep the ears open, mind clear, and stop judging. Stop saying what could, couldn't be, and start looking at the charts. Nobody knows what kind of real adoption we have. You know, we don't know. All we can do is go base it on the charts. I mean, Jesse, that's the tough part, because a lot of these, like IOTA, like, there's just a lot of them that haven't made this move. There's a lot of these that haven't made the move yet. So, I mean, I don't know which way I would tell you if you can only buy one. There's not really a bad decision between the IoT and ISO. It's all about what you believe in. Like for me, if I had to, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You only need XRP. I hate when people say that. That's so short-sighted. So what? XRP is the only IoT and ISO token. One, it's not even an IoT token. Two, it's centralized and not even decentralized. So I disagree vehemently on that. Do I not own from a very cheap price? So it's not that I don't want to own it. I'm just saying I don't agree with that. But yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. You don't need to stray if you don't want to, but right now you're going to tell everybody all they need to do is buy XRP. I don't think so. That would be so short-sighted. You're going to cost people a ton of money telling them to buy only something that's already went up 10x when the rest of them are in that same potential before the 10x. You know? So, yeah, I'll go XRP pairing. All of them versus XRP are going to look very similar to what we look on XDC right now, having a low compared to 2021. But did we not buy the XDC XRP pairing perfectly right there? That's where we said this is where you buy XDC when the pairing bottoms out right there, and we did. Because this is consolidating. It's absolutely consolidating. So, you know, I'm not saying that I disagree with you that XRP at the time, but now I disagree because there's so many people balanced at XRP versus it that are at 2021 lows, if not all-time lows. And XDC is a perfect example. The last time it was paired this way against XRP, it went up over 600%. The second time it went up over 450%. The third time, if it breaks over, it's going to be much more. So yeah, XRP was the outlier in front, but it's not going to be the only one that does this kind of movement. And the only good thing about it for us now is this right now has been a $1,500 move because of where we bought it and the amount of tokens we hold. Somebody else who bought XRP 15 cents ago is making 4.5%. You know, we're still making 4.5%. But sell 90% of your coins before the big fall. Hey, what did I do last time before a big fall? I don't know how many people listened to D-Crux when I said it in January. They all looked at me like I was a fucking idiot. And then I waited 6 months to buy back at the bottom again on the ones that I sold. I didn't sell XRP because there was no point. But I understand your philosophy, and I don't disagree because we're going to have a big parabolic dump at some point. Catastrophic. But anyhow, with the Genius Act being, I would argue that you need to do this before 2028. So why do some people say XRP's all-time high is different? I don't know. Maybe they're looking at a different exchange, but XRP is an all-time highs. Never buy near the end of a bull. It depends what you're talking about, D-Crux. Some of them are not at the end. Some of them are at the beginning. Some are just starting their bull cycle. They haven't started yet. They're literally just starting to get into gear. So some of the bull cycles you're talking about don't buy near the end. Which ones are you talking about? Because you're telling everybody they only need to own XRP. But in theory, XRP is rounding up the last part of a wave 5 before an ABC correction. Or it's in a wave 3, but either way, you're talking two parts out of your mouth right now. You're saying don't buy towards the end of a bull run, but you're telling everybody not to buy anything but XRP. That's asinine based on how you're saying it. Because XRP is closer to starting.
When you refuse to accept the correct answer.
So I don't know, man. All-time high was 382. On which exchange? It was not 382. Utility run is a fancy word that everybody's giving the cycle run. That's all it is. So I don't know. But if it's a utility run, again, why would you buy utility that's already bounced from way down here and come up here when you've got the other utility token still way down here, still waiting for this bounce? So it's apples to apples, right? Guys, don't ask me that question. What token would I buy today at $2,500? I've given you a list. I'm not going to fish for you, because then if I fish for you and the poll breaks, you're going to hold me responsible. I'm not a financial advisor. If you're going to put $2,500, why the hell would you ask me? You got to have some kind of conviction, because if I tell you what to buy and you don't like it and it starts going down, first thing you're going to do is cut bait and bitch at me. Been down this road 4.5 years. I know what I need to do and what not to do. And you cannot tell people what to do in an emotional situation. Otherwise, they'll kick you in the nuts later. And even if they do something right, 99% aren't even grateful. So you know what I'm saying? So that's why the Telegram's good. If you're asking me all these questions, join the Telegram for $9.99 a month. And if you don't want to re-up, don't re-up. But at least get yourself in here for all the questions everybody's asking. XRP's already taken off first. XRP's already taken off. What do you mean take off first? It's already taken off. If anything, XRP could be stuck in this range for a very long time. And it very well, although I still think we've got to come up here, because we've broken the cup and handle. Well, we haven't broke out yet, but we've formed the cup and handle, and now we're just waiting to push over right now. We're literally waiting to push over this tap that we did at all-time highs at 365 now that we recreated. And once it pushes over, we should not have a problem pushing out. That's a big cup and handle that targets above, well, 549 was the target of this initial run. Once we get over $4, because you can see the initial target out of this descending wedge is right here at 383. We haven't quite broke that yet. So no. Tom's Army is just to show me support for what I do. Tom's Army is to show me support on YouTube, because I don't charge anything for all my content. And I've been doing this since March 24th of 2021. No days off. And I give you all this for free. I started the Telegram so that we could all be together. But there were so many people trying to imitate me. So many scammers, so many spammers, and so many damn people that are trying to steal money from my users that I had to circumvent it. So you have to pay to get into it in Tom's Army. You're showing me the support you should have already been showing me. But most people just want to leech and they don't want to actually show you the support. So, you know, I can't do that anymore. I can't just let people come in for nothing. Sometimes you got to pay pennies to get the dollars. Because we got so many scammers that are stealing people's funds, and it's not cool. And I'm so sick of it. So guess what? We're at 440 members, and we had to put protocols in place. If it's too much for you, it's too much. But if you're telling me you haven't made $9.99 off of me, I think we're both just shooting the shit in a lie, right? So it is what it is. And the funny thing is, and it's not funny, it's actually insulting, is 9 out of 10 of you who won't support me, you're willing to give all of your cryptocurrency to somebody who pretends to be me that says they're going to double it for you. It doesn't technically cost you anything to get in the Telegram. You're just joining Tom's Army on YouTube. I charge $9.99 if you want to show me support. You don't pay an actual fee to get in the Telegram. You do the actual support for me to get in, because we had so many spammers when I tried to make it for free that are trying to circumvent and trying to steal our user funds. And it's happened more than one time and I got sick of it. So I finally said to hell with this. If you want to come in, you can do it for real. So that's, like all of you ask me the targets, join me during the live. You're in the Telegram. It's so annoying. We've talked about this. Join me in the live. Don't go in the Telegram just so you don't have to watch my content. That's not why I did it. I started the Telegram so we can all be in a place to discuss what we're talking about. I'm front running the whole damn market for you. What else do you want from me? Everybody, how much more can I possibly give you without you giving me something in return? It's the pay it forward mentality. It's the model of abundance. It's the power of positivity and togetherness. I'm not blood while you're a leech. I'm not feeding you my blood to make you stronger. I'm feeding you my wisdom to make you grow. It's a big difference. It's like when I'm growing my flowers and my plants in my garden. I'm trying to grow them stronger, but they've got to do the work. I can't force them to grow fruit, but I can give them the environment to make it succeed. Or I can't force the vegetables to come out, but I can put them in the proper lining. Right now, if it's me, I'm buying IOTA probably. Because I love IOTA, and I would be damned if I miss it at this price. So that's it. And I'm not letting the negativity get to me. I'm telling you the truth of how to succeed in my community. Don't take the easy way out. That's what every other community tries to do. And it's not even about paying me. I don't need your money. I do just fine in crypto. I do just fine in what I do. But it is a sense of safety for the rest of the members. That $9.99 isn't going to make or break anything. But what it does is it gives a level of security for the ones in there, because people have gotten spammed and it's irritating in my own community by people who pretend to be me when they're clearly not me, because if you watch me, you would know the way I talk. Most of the people that get scammed, it's let off by starting with buy Bitcoin now. Have I ever told my community in 4.5 years to buy Bitcoin? Hell no. So that's why sometimes I have to come in and I have to be strong like this, because I want everybody to succeed and not get taken for a ride. Do you know how many scammers there are in this community, like in this actual sphere of crypto? And they come in to leech off of our community. That's what happens when you create abundance. No, you don't have to do it monthly. One time if you want. Even though I would expect people to do it monthly if they're going to take all that information, it's not required. So if you want to do it one time just to get the link, so be it. At least you go through the check. That's the bottom line. I don't know how else to say this, guys. Everybody keeps talking about dump right now. What have I said for 2 weeks? Enjoy this. Unless Ethereum goes completely sideways and down, you don't have to worry about a dump here. While everybody keeps talking about a dump, everything keeps rising. No. But you don't have to stay monthly. That is not a requirement. It would be nice, but it is not a requirement. Yes, if you join Tom's Army, the moment you join Tom's Army, all you have to do is go to the post and you'll see membership posts and it's right there. You click on it, but you have to be a member. Because I had it the other way. And then even when I was talking about trying to make the group more together because of spammers, people were still circumventing it, trying to find links. So then I got pissed and I just deleted all other links and I put it this way because people are trying to circumvent what I'm trying to do. XT or IOTA just jumped 1.4%. So if you bought it right when I said you're up 1.4% immediately. But I mean, we just got to be straightforward here. I told everybody for the last 2 days, don't worry about the basic up and downs. I even said today we're going to kill it and not just gold and or crypto or gold, silver, and commodities. Remember what I said about mining stocks this morning? Gold's up $47 an ounce, about to push 3,400 as I talked about this morning. Barrett gold up 3.09%. B2 gold up 4.05%. Silver up 1.89%, approaching $39. Pan America Silver getting back to a 52-week high, up 5.43%. First Majestic up 5.92%, approaching $9. Fortuna Silver Mines up 7%. Hecla up 5.67%. Dolly Varden up 4.8%, almost up to $4 now. So it's one of those things. Exactly. That's why it's mind-boggling. So many people want to get out of this market so quick. How long have we waited for this with XRP? How long have we waited to get back into the alt season rotation? A long time. And once it starts, it doesn't just end. Everybody just waits for that quick end. But right now, as long as Ethereum doesn't give it back, we have nothing to worry about. Ethereum is the literal gatekeeper of alt season. And right now, it's proven us good right now, folks. XLM is up. Yeah, 6.29% right now. Absolutely. And XLM's got a long ways to catch up. I just felt like DGB had a longer ways to go is all. But I'm going to be... We'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens with some of the other things. But if it wasn't for XDC, I would have put more, or I would have put at least 10,000 tokens back into XLM. I just can't get over the XDC chart because I feel like it's got a lot more top-end potential from here. I could be wrong, but I can only go with my gut when it was at 7.7 cents, and XDC, or XLM at the time was right around 50 cents when we did that, and then XLM consolidated, and now it looks like it's getting ready to break out. So if you want exposure, I mean, you got to make a decision. These are all so close to breaking out, it's sick. So, but, you know, it's one of those things. A lot of people are going to miss this because everybody keeps telling them that it's over. It's over. I know I'm slow, but I'm a long time member and I'm trying to find the link for the... You can't... Until you join Tom's Army, you can't get the Telegram link now. There was too many spammers, so you have to join the... It's just that simple. It's not that I have anything against you or any... I trust you. It's just you have to join the Telegram, or the Tom's Army now to do it. So... What's the XDC price target? End of run. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. We can do a forward projection, but nobody actually knows. These are the steps that I'm looking at. Absolutely they can. What have I been talking about, everybody, with the ISO? The tokens that are behind XRP are going to run more. That's absolutely what I'm talking about. Absolutely. But I'm projecting XRP at $5.79 when this, or $5.49 to $6.79 when this market started, this bull run. And now I'm showing these and it hasn't even started. Yes. That's why I keep saying there's a scenario where XRP gets up to where it's going and it's going to consolidate for a long time while the rest are catching up. Or it just keeps going. You don't know, but to buy it here seems dangerous when you have so many that haven't even made a similar, not even 1/10 the move it's made. So yeah, there's going to be a level of catch up by the rest for sure. There absolutely is going to be, and there's no way there can't be. But I'm still watching it conservatively because we need to make sure that Ethereum is not faking us out, which right now it looks great. It looks like it's doing what it needs to do. It bounced off. It's up to 3,840. I'm very happy this morning because I feel like this is what's going to happen. But yeah, it's, and I'm not yelling at anybody. I'm just trying to be, I tell everybody, sometimes I have to be straightforward and I have to be on point. And I'm trying to be. In my experience, the ratio between XRP to XLM should never be any worse than 4-to-1. Sometimes we hit like 4.5, but in its history, it's usually about 3.5-to-1. If you look at it simply from when XRP we bought at 34 cents, XLM was about 8.5 cents. That's a proper ratio. Even if it's 4-to-1, it's still pretty proper. Right now, however, you know, we're approaching a 8.5-to-1. So it's way out of whack. It is pretty far out of whack. Great question, Rick, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. William, have a blessed day, and thank you for all the prayers in the Telegram and trying to help people out as much as you can. IQ if you see him in the Telegram. And on here. So yeah, I think that's of the proper ratio. Can you, Kawabunga, send me an email. strutregali@gmail.com. You've shown me support for a long time. I'm going to take care of you. I know you've talked to me about financial situation, but you've been a part of this for so long. Just send me an email. strutrugali@gmail.com. I'm going to personally take care of you because you've been a fan actually, you've been a part of this for a long time. And then when the time's right, I have no doubt you'll pay it forward. I do that for some people. Don't come expecting it, but I do that for some people. So, like I said, there ain't no freebies though. But I know you've been a very influential part of this community, and it doesn't seem right not to have you in there, to be honest with you. So send me an email. I'm going to put it here, strutrugali@gmail.com. Please, Cowabunga, send me an email. I know you don't take it for granted. That's why I'm talking to you in particular. I want you to send me it. This will be like my gift to you for being a fan for so long, helping us so much, being so vocal during the lives, and trying to get some words out, seriously. So, I know you don't take me for granted, and I also know you put a lot of stock into this community, so, and I know you'll be a forward thinker and a helper in there, so send me a message. After this live, I will definitely take care of you. No doubt about it. And I have the right to do that. It's my group. Let's see. ICP up 4%, AMP up 1.7, getting ready for a larger move. I had more exposure to AMP again late last night, but I had to do it in like a leverage style. I didn't say that. You are welcome, Cowabunga. And you haven't been bothering me about it. You've just been asking steps. So like, I'm trying to make it clear to everybody who's listening that is new. Like, there are exceptions to every rule. Not every rule is a permanent a straight arrow. There's always an exception. Dedication gets you that exception. Let's just put it that way. Man, let's freaking go. So many people are ignoring gold and silver and mining stocks. Nope, no Discord. I hate Discord. All Telegram. I used to have a Discord with over 1,000 people. And let's just say the asylum ran the show and they screwed it up on purpose one night when I had to take care of something with my son. They decided to hack into it and they did what they had to do. Made it look like shit. I closed it, said I would never, ever, ever put myself out there again. And then with the Telegram, it took me 4 years to build it the way I wanted to. It took a lot of convincing about 8 months ago from members that I truly admired. And I opened the door. Did I start? No, Jesse, you didn't start this, I promise. This is good, actually. This is actually good. We need to have an open and honest discussion about this community. You did not do anything. You actually helped. You actually you allowed me to give a blessing to Cowabunga, to be honest. So if you wouldn't have said that, I wouldn't have been able to give the blessing. So you actually opened a blessing in disguise. How about that? We'll take the positive approach. But yeah, I mean, can we be mad about the start of this day? Look at Ethereum, guys. The gatekeeper. Remember what we said this morning? When it was at 37.90, we said, don't worry, it already back tested almost 37.20 last night. Oh my God, it's flying. I'm just waiting for this parabolic spike. I'm telling you, one moment I'm coming here with IOTA, it's going to be up 30%. Like that. Remember ACH yesterday when I said I'm waiting for this pop? Like that, it was up 30. Now it's still up about 20 something, even after the back test. Dent is getting ready up 4.8%. Band's getting ready. Data's getting ready. All of these are getting ready. Everything on the list that I show you. Every token I put on here is on for a reason. They're IoT, ISO compliant, and they're going to go. And the only difference is I can't afford them all. But I wish I could, because I have a big stock in certain ones. But it's an ever-growing and humbling experience, I can tell you that much. How can you join the Telegram? Join Tom's Army. Join Tom's Army. Go to my YouTube page. Join Tom's Army, pay it forward. Go to the post for the paid members, and you get it. And I'm not telling you to do it month after month after month, which I encourage you to if you want to pay it forward and show support for all my time. But literally, you just got to do it one time to get past the check, because there were so many spammers that were not spammers in the Telegram, like spamming it up, but people that were imitating me and sending private messages to people. Even myself, they were sending me it. As Thomas Pika Jr. Do you know how much that irritates me when I am Thomas Pika Jr. and they're trying to spam the person who created this community? You know, so I had to do something because I was sick of people getting spammed. You know what I mean?
I like that.
At some point, Waters Above and Tom get a nice donation. Hey, Waters Above, although not the best technical analysis person, I think Waters Above, maybe not from a technical standpoint, but from if you're looking for it from a standpoint of, you know, looking at it more from, well, you guys know, I'm not going to go down that road, but you know what Waters Above does. And it's good for that kind of stuff. So, and I'll let you guys do your own research, but for, not just for astrological projections, but he does a good job when it comes to decoding things, let's just say. Right? I think he does a good job decoding things when you go from astrological, but when you actually go into the, you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go deeper. So don't look at him from a technical aspect and put him on that level with me. Look at him more from a decoding standpoint and understanding what could come next by unriddling the riddle, let's just say. Okay, I'm going to go out there in a minute.
Yeah, it's just so it's quiet now.
Oh, they're fine. I like listening. Okay. Miles Hamilton, thank you so much for joining Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah, and people are like, why should I join the top? That's where we do our group trading and stuff. That's where you can be more involved on a personal level with us. Come on, Ethereum. Get over this 3,900 and I'm telling you, this 3,981 bust, we're in alt season. Legitimately. If that busts and we hold, we're in alt season. That's it. That's how close we are. Tom, you made me a few bucks watching for just under 3 months. It had to be paid forward for all the help. I wouldn't feel... That is the kind of mindset I like. You have that humbleness, that integrity, and you feel the need to pay it forward for somebody's time and help. And not just because of the time and help, but because you're actually making a profit. That's what I ask. I don't say when you come in here, join Tom's Army. I say, if I've helped you along the way and things like that, no. I do not actually think the daily RSI needs to be reset. Now, if you're talking about XRP, sometimes you get into that RSI, the upper levels. And the beauty is, go to xrpfuturemillionaire.com. This is free. Live API, dedicated servers. I've paid between the 5 years of dedicated servers, the live API, the 5 years of the website, paying somebody to build it properly. It cost me about $6,000. $5,000, about $5,000. But it was for a reason. And I used the people in Tom's Army, the donations, the super chats, the money I make off of ad revenue, and I put it towards my product. Like I said I would. Because I want you guys to have all of this. So MACD would be the first thing I would put on. And you can see the positive flow. It's turned green in the monthly. Never turned red, but this is a great sign for a big parabolic spike. The RSI, however, this is where some of you are saying, do we need it to reset? And I understand why. But remember, just because we're overbought, oftentimes we hit that parabolic spike, you are absolutely an overbought. Prime example, look what we did back here. In 2018 and 2017, look how long we stayed in overbought. Look at the continuation move we made. Sometimes when you're in overbought and you have, that's when the real money starts to pour in. Absolutely, I hold 20,000 H bar. So I'm not selling it for nothing. Unless these entire things are fake outs and it proves it to me later, I'm not selling nothing. Filecoin I think is a great deal, but I decided instead of holding a bunch of Filecoin, I was going to take a different route. Because we started with Filecoin, but I wanted the audience, personally, if I'm going IoT, I wanted them to be in VeChain and IOTA. And no offense to Theta and Filecoin, because they may outperform what I'm saying. But in my heart, I think IOTA and VeChain are the next chapter. As where Theta and File might have been more old tech, but still very, very great tokens. So I kind of just went with what my heart said and my gut was telling me. We rode File and Theta up as a group for a nice profit during the group trades. And then right before that dump down, I dumped all the group trades, everything in my spot positions on BITUNIX, waited for the right time for that 4 to 5% drop, and then I reinvested our group into into VeChain, IOTA, and ACH. And then myself personally, I have Data, I have Dent, I have Band. Julie has Doge in her portfolio, and it's been for a long, long time, so she's up unbelievable amounts. I have AMP, I have IOTA, but that's in the group. I have XDC. I have HBAR. I have XRP Healthcare. I think that's everything. And yes, I would like to have everything on my screen, but it's not possible. Crypto Cooter, thank you for the $2 donation. Yes. And being in Town Center for over 6 months, we are waiting. You are speaking God's truth, my friend, about band protocol with the ties with the XRP ledger. Yes. And some people are like, why would you hold band instead of XLM? It's just potential right now. And I said it might not be the right decision, but I think it is. It's only got 175 million tokens. Consider that. The same consideration I give to XRP Healthcare for the down the road gem giant, just a great big giant because it's got 100 million total tokens. You give that same credit to that. Dent is one of those tokens right now. It's been in the same consolidation and same pricing as it was way back here, folks, in 2021, and it's bounced. Once this breaks out, good night. Good night. That's one of the most well-balanced pricing points for a token of that value that you can probably find right now. I've talked about Data. To me, is going to have one of those MXC ZBEC like 3 to 5X's when it first starts to run finally and breaks free. So the whole situation is going to change soon. I'm already having a hard time. Because I came from being piss poor when I was born. And most of my life, I was trying to build up. And when I hit 30, it started to reverse in the direction of where I needed to with the mindset. By 35, I had figured it out. By 37, me and Julie bought our house. Well, we got into our house with the rent to own. We had like an 18 to 24 month agreement. By 39, I bought the house. By 40, I paid it off. And I'm about to be 42 in December, and you've seen what's happened since I started this channel. So I don't know anymore. I don't know, because all this money I'm making, I don't need it. Because I live a very simplistic life. I don't do much. I might go on vacation a couple times a year during the summer, if we have the opportunity. Last year we didn't because my son was, he went through all that medical stuff, and we were hospitalized for the better part of a month. But I live a very humble life. I live well below my means. I live in a house that I bought before I added over 6 figures, well over 6, since I created this abundance the last couple of years. So I don't know. I don't know anymore. All I know is we're going to continue to grow this, and you have to remain humble. And if you're a dick now, you're going to be an even bigger prick later. So look yourself in the mirror. Are you a dick before money? Because if you come into some money, are you going to take the road of selfish prick or man of abundance for all? Take my route. I've taken the abundance for all route. Yep. So I really want this community to be profoundly different and change in a financial sense, so where all of you after this run in particular, if you've been watching, even if you're newer, but you've gotten a grasp on this and got into some of this much earlier, even 2 weeks ago, if you got into it, was the proper time. There was another proper time to get into some of it just over, on Friday was the perfect example of, if you weren't in anything, we waited for that drop, and every single thing that I rebought in was all up from Friday. Aside from XRP and XRP Healthcare, because those don't get sold. Those I act like I don't own, and people don't understand what I mean. Remember when it dropped to 335 after the 365 and everybody's panicking? What did I say? I'm not even looking. I don't care. I'm looking for the other opportunity while everybody's focused on XRP, and we're killing it in that regard. Shane, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 4 years with the XRP Phoenix badge, and it's continuously being updated. In fact, you reminded me I need to update that Phoenix badge, and I can do it in less than a minute right now, because I'll show you guys what I added to it. Some of you won't know, but it is spectacular. This whole thing is spectacular. When I talked about what I was going to create 4.5 years ago, I didn't know it was going to turn into this. I knew it was going to turn into something special, something that nobody's seen before in the space, but we're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. The Telegram's a big part of it, because we're all in there together. Let's see. Let me see if I can do this real quick. So I got to go into here. I have to go into memberships. I have to go into badges. So edit badges and emojis. We will go to the 4-year badge. Edit. Replace image. What the hell is going on? Sometimes it doesn't work. It's so annoying. Alright, let's try this again. It does this all the time. It's pretty annoying. I won't actually pull up the YouTube stuff. I told you YouTube, unless you're a creator, you have no idea the drama they put into this. It's unbelievable. There's no reason for it either. But they make it almost impossible to do your own stuff. And it's a lot of people quit because of it. But like, to me, it's like, I'm not quitting. I'm just going to make their life a living hell even more. So, I need to upload. Do I need to remove it first and then upload? Come on, what is going on here, YouTube? Give me my opportunity. I guess I'm going to do it later because YouTube doesn't want to do it, but I'll update that later. It's not like you can really see it different. Anyhow, let's see. I mean, all we can do is wait now. All we can do is wait here. Because it looks like we are going to break out again. And we are. These weekly engulfing candles are so crazy good. Are so crazy good. Jesus Christ. And like, you know how much XRP's bounced? XRP Healthcare is going to outperform it. It is what it is. We're back testing that move out, and once we do, the next layer is a big layer. That technical target out of here is like 34 cents after we hit 20.1. And then we've got these upward projected targets. Imagine our average at just around 2.2, 2.5 after the recent buys, just under 5. And then it going to 74. Remember when it spiked up here? And we had everybody buying at 1.7 to 2.2 to 2.5 to just on, and I told everybody stop buying around 3. And then it bounced up all the way to 48. That's nothing. We're literally creating the cup and handle, guys. That's an all-time cup and handle. It's incredible. You think XRP is big and it's got potential to shoot out the roof? If XRP had 100 million tokens, I would be jumping off a bridge right now. XRPH does. Remember, yes, Jorge, I remember when we staked it as well. Because you don't have sell value. And we could be built on a house of quicksand, but enjoy this house of quicksand during this part of alt season if it actually develops. Ethereum's within about $110 of officially confirming alt season. $140. We need to get over 3,981 and it signals alt season. You hold it, it confirms alt season, and Ethereum pushes up to 6,300 and ultimately 7,329 to cap off alt season. And what we were looking somewhat as a rising wedge, if we reconfigure it after it broke back in here, like we said, we could technically say it's a consolidating, kind of like a rising triangle in a sense, even though it looks more like a rising wedge. But once it broke back up, it gave us our target where we talked about Then it reversed back up. And once we got over this point, that's when I said game on. Like, you don't need to wait. Once it got over 1900 and held, it's game on. Game friggin' on. So, abundance. But you have to keep humility. You have to stay out of it emotionally. And if you've noticed, I don't take shit anymore. So, I'll be very straight because we need to be very straight at this time. Otherwise, we're going to get confused. So, you know, there's a lot to learn if you're new, but there's a lot to gain. You know, I wish I had somebody like this community when I was trying to learn this. Everybody kept telling me you have to pay money. I charge you for everything, basically. But they weren't giving me anything. Even if you paid, you're not getting nothing. But Shane, thank you so much for those kind words. Saying joining Tom's Army is a no-brainer. The community and value are second to none. Let's get those likes up. And thank you also for being in Tom's Army for over 4 years with the XRP Phoenix badge. That's the official, well, I guess the XRP Phoenix badge is cool. I know, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm going to keep the XRP Phoenix badge like that. And then, remember the 2-year badge, the XRP Diamond Hands badge? Look how it evolved. It used to just be XRP. Now it's evolved with HBAR and IOTA with the Internet of Things and XDC on there. You're going to see XRP Healthcare as a tattoo coming up. Right here probably. Where you see that circle. That's probably on this bottom right under XDC on the arm. There's going to be a tattoo of XRP Healthcare. In the hand, there's going to be a dent. Right about there. I'm sure you can imagine. And then there's going to be different things that evolve. XLM is not on here right now. XLM is not on here right now because XRP and XLM are basically identical. So if you're going to have one or the other, you can even make a lateral move from 39,000 in XRP or 35 into XLM if you so choose. But for me, in an apples to apples comparison, I might be wrong. Instead of splitting between XDC and XLM, I see far more utility, far more appreciation in price in XDC. And I think HBAR is going to roll XLM in the future. So I can't justify buying XLM at 49 or 48 when HBAR is half the price. I can't do it. I just can't do it. So I decided instead of splitting my XDC with XLM, I'm going full blown into XDC. So far, it's up about 21% since we bought it at 7778 area. So that's and I'm not telling you not to buy XLM. I am not telling you to buy XLM. I am absolutely telling you should buy XLM, especially if you want exposure. My mind just works in different ways, and I'm looking for overall top end. But again, don't pay attention to Bitcoin here. It doesn't matter Bitcoin's top. It's irrelevant now. The only thing that's relevant for alts is Ethereum. That's it. Bitcoin does not matter anymore. Bitcoin mattered to get us here, but the top 143, since this is holding, if it breaks out, because we back tested the breakout of this rising triangle, which was a bullish continuation. Some were calling it a rising wedge on YouTube, and I came out vehemently and said this is a rising triangle. It's just price appreciation, and it ends up converging into a triangle on the ascending fashion. Those are bullish continuations. We filled our cup and handle target prior to the bull market to 122. We created that rising triangle, broke bullish, back tested it. Now it brings us to a new target of 143 if it plays out completely. Razor, excellent. That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. I'm going to take a screenshot of this so I can remember your name. I like to take screenshots at certain times with my phone. I love it. I just did that. Let me see in my email if I can take care of something. Jessica, no problem. I see your message. Let me do this real quick. I'm going to take care of something. Very loyal member who's still getting into the flow and trying to, let's just put a financial situation and a plan together, but it doesn't involve taking funds out at the moment. But this person's been involved with this community and has been very helpful, very positive in the lives, always here. and is really willing to learn, and this is what I'm talking about. This is why I like being in charge in a community. I have the sole discretion to do this when I need to, when it's fitting. So, Jessica, Cowabunga, for everybody else who sees, I'm sorry, I don't mean to say your personal name. Cowabunga, there you go. It's in your email. Cowabunga, it's in your email. I look forward to seeing you in the Telegram. Thank you so much for being a very, 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 very loyal, a very positive, and a very influential part of this community that I don't think it's proper not to have you in the Telegram, regardless of financial situation. There's always exceptions to the rule. I don't hold Jasmine, not because I don't like it. I just don't want a Chinese-based one as of right now. And I have no doubt that it can go very parabolic, because to that side of the world, to the Asian markets, it's like, it's kind of like the Bitcoin to them. If I'm being honest, with the way they talk about it, it's like Bitcoin. So there's no doubt in my mind that it's going to have severe appreciation. Unfortunately, it's not part of my agenda. That's all. But everybody's outside now. The kids are out by the water, and I want to make sure to go out there to get extra eyes on them. So we'll be back later. This was my second live this morning. I wanted to come on, and I'm glad that Ethereum's doing what it's doing. Don't fear this market. Not yet. If we need to fear, I'll let you know. But right now, we're looking for those volatile push-outs. So thank you all so much for the support. I'm going to go outside and make sure the kids are good. Spend this last day here before we come back home tomorrow. And as you know, it doesn't matter if I'm home or away. I still do the same amount of work, if not more. So be blessed.